Vincent is a problematic Papi. Problematic Papi. Problematic Papi. So now we're into season 12, episode 16. All right, so episode 16, we start off with Bri and Vincent. And I just felt like, why is Brianna digging on Vincent about him being unorganized? Like, I feel like she's mad judgmental. I felt like in that moment, that comment just felt like something that had been like bothering her and something that she's wanted to say, and it was just an opportunity for her to say it. But I don't feel like it was constructive. It was just random. Like, I'm just going to mention something that is an area of weakness for you. Why? I don't like it. It's real like itchy bait to me, honestly. She's being judgy and okay. And then I thought it was funny that Vincent came back with telling her that she was turned off when he heard that she was bossy. I was like, good for you. Good for you, okay? How do you like how that feels? You don't, and period, okay? And I feel like it's true. So, it was tit for tat. It was petty. But I feel like she needed that, because while you feel it's cool for you to tell everybody how you feel about them and that you shouldn't get that same energy back. So Bri had this conversation with her mother where she brings up, the whole Vincent thing and him being like, from day one, he did not like that she was bossy. And I just feel like, girl, you came at this man and now you're butthurt that he took a dig back at you. Don't dish it if you can't take it. I did think her mother was correct that if this is a deal breaker for him, if this is something that he absolutely cannot shake, then you all are not going to be successful. You do need to peace out because you are bossy. But I did disagree with the idea that that's something that she can't change. I feel like it is something you can change, because I think Brianna micromanages, and that's annoying for anyone. Nobody wants to be micromanaged. Nobody wants to, everything you do, it's like, oh, you did that wrong. Oh, but this. Oh, but that. X, Y, and Z. It's like, people are not perfect. You're not perfect. I thought it was unfortunate that her mother said to her that her bossiness is something that she cannot change, because I feel like it really doesn't give her an opportunity to grow. And it sort of excuses her behavior. I think she needs to be held accountable so that she can try to be different. And it doesn't mean that she will no longer be a boss and be assertive, but it doesn't mean that it's not always appropriate or it's not always necessary. It's not always beneficial to be like that. She needs to just like have a voice in her head that tells her, girl, don't say that. Woosah, breathe, let it go, and move on. That's how I feel. Clara on the phone with her friends. I felt like, why is Clara lying about the challenges within her marriage? We have all of this footage of you complaining, and now your friend is asking you about it, and things are just perfect. I mean, I guess in real life, no. I guess in real life you don't share everything with your friends, but I feel like if I had a legitimate challenge in my relationship, that I would speak to my friends about it. If it's something that's petty, then no, because it's like, okay, it's too small to make it a big deal. But something like this that is an actual big deal to her, and she's talking to a friend who is married, and I feel like the point of the conversation is to get some insight, then I think she should just be forthcoming so that she can get some other perspective, or I'm not sure. I thought Haley judging Jacob because he's 38 years old, gonna be 39, and still single. I just feel like that's tacky. Like, so what? What does that mean? I mean, it could mean something, but I didn't like that she was using it to sort of not degrade him, but almost like, what's your issue? Almost like he's the problem. Like, well, obviously something is wrong with you, Jacob, because you're 38 years old, about to be 39, and you've never been married before. I don't know. I didn't like it. And then I said, please stay with Jacob, Haley. I think Jacob is a nice guy. Like, I think he's a nice guy. Something I don't like with Eric is that he's always bringing up Virginia's difficult childhood. Anytime he wants to talk about how they're different, he goes into, you know, her childhood was difficult. So it's just like, why do you always have to mention that? Like, yeah, she had a difficult childhood, but I feel like you can discuss your differences without always saying that. It's almost like he's saying, like, you know, she's broken. She's the one that needs fixing. You know, I had things so good. Everything was so perfect with me. But, you know, she had that difficult childhood. So that's why we're having these issues in our relationship. That's why we have these, you know, problems and butt heads. I just feel like Eric, let it go. I thought Eric's friend asked him a very good question. What would she say her challenges are with you? What are some of your biggest challenges? Like, yes, so stop pointing the finger at her. Let's take that mirror and look at ourselves and put yourself in her shoes for a moment and think about what her challenges are with you. And then I thought it was hilarious that Married at First Sight then rolled back all of those clips of Eric talking to her crazy. Like, yes, you go off at the mouth and you speak to her in crazy ways. Now we are on Clara and Ryan. And I said, so now Ryan is the matchmaker using his personality test. Like, I just feel like the audacity of you, Ryan. Like, here we are. The experts matched you. Okay? So they matched you for a reason. And here you are now needing to understand why. I feel like he doesn't want to be with her. Or not that he doesn't want to be with her. I don't think that. I don't think he's sure. And, you know, he's expressed that he really has to think long and hard about what he's going to do. But the fact that he gave her this personality test to help him decide whether or not he's going to be with her, I feel like is weird. Like, you should know intuitively. You should know based off of the experiences and knowing yourself and who she is, whether or not this is something that you will be able to commit yourself to. I feel like you doing the personality test to help determine whether or not you will stay with her is like, I don't know. I feel like he either needs confirmation that this is not going to work out. I don't think he's going to use the personality test to say, oh yeah, we should be together. I don't know, but I just thought it was weird. And then I roll my eyes at him being like, the stars have no impact on our life, when she made a mention of it, like getting their charts read or something. I just don't like ignorance like that. Like, just because that's not something that you subscribe to, because it's not something that you believe in or something that you practice, doesn't mean you get to dismiss it as irrelevant. You know, like, you doing this personality test and that's supposed to be valid, but her bringing up your zodiac signs and the alignment of the stars when you were born, XYZ, I just don't like that. And it also is just another indication of his pompous, I'm better than you, I'm so self-righteous, and that kind of attitude that he has. It's very off-putting. Like, there are other views in this world and you can have your own, but it doesn't mean you get to look down on other people or dismiss other people's perspectives. He thinks he knows everything and it's annoying. Oh, Ryan and Clara had their sport outing and I was like, yo, Ryan's jeans are mad tight. It definitely looked like he had on jeggings, okay? It was spandex central. Clara walks out of the food portion of the date because Ryan is talking to her about decision day and he's talking about it in a way that doesn't feel hopeful to Clara. So Clara feels like, why do you keep talking about decision day like you're not trying to be with me? And I feel her. Like, it goes back to my question, or me feeling like it's fake that they don't reveal to each other the decision that they are thinking about making. I just feel like it's mean and unfair. Like, how you taking me out on this date? We throwing footballs at bowling pins and you sitting down here chopping it up, kikiing with me, but you can't tell me whether or not you actually are gonna want to be with me at the end of this. Like, you mad whack. My only comment about Bree and Vincent's final date together was he thinks she's working on not being bossy and she's not working on not being bossy. Vincent says something about her working on it, and I'm like, sir, no. You missed that conversation with her mother. Her mother just doubled down, or her mother's advice is permission for Brianna to double down on the fact that she is bossy. Sis is not working on it. That is who you will be dealing with for the rest of your life. So we're at Virginia and Eric's final date with one another. And I said that Eric is always summarizing their journey as though he's trying to sell Virginia on the potential of their relationship. I feel like that's a really unfortunate position to be in. And then I actually was like, oh my gosh, that's so sweet. That's so sweet that Eric is getting emotional talking about finding Virginia and how much that means to him. But then I immediately laughed out loud at her looking away as he's sort of opening up and spilling his heart out to her. I don't know, I just thought it was funny that sis was like not really here for the tears. It felt like it did not mean anything to Virginia. Like, okay, you crying, that's cute, but... And then I wanted to know, was he crying because he really loves her, or because he has a fear of being alone? And maybe it's both, and maybe it doesn't matter, but I was just wondering, like, you crying because your soul is so moved that you found this perfect person for you? Or are you crying because you like, you know, I don't want to lose you because I have a fear of being alone? You know what I mean? Like, could she just be anybody and you would be crying over her? And then, I don't know, something else happened, but I was like, was he trying to manipulate her with his tears? Eric was trying to be emotional and share his feelings, and Virginia was trying to still get to the nitty-gritty of their issues. At some point, Eric commented that Virginia needs to let him know when her male friends text her. And I'm like, what? You live in an unrealistic world. Like, what the hell? You expect this woman to let you know every time she's communicated with one of her male friends? I feel like that's just him again showing his insecurities. Like, him being insecure, him not trusting her, and him being controlling. You don't need to know that information. It's her friend. That's her business. You do not own her. She does not need to be that transparent with you. If she feels like sharing a conversation she had with one of her male friends, then that makes sense then that you would know that she had a conversation with them. But to expect this woman to check in with you and update you about what's going on between her and her male friends, it's like, what is wrong with this person? What is wrong with him? What is wrong with him? And then I felt like Virginia just like consistently was shutting Eric down. And I was like, is she sabotaging this relationship? Is this purposeful? Does she want out? Is that why she continues to respond to him in a way that she is? I'm not sure. So my next reaction was, why did Vincent cut her braid? I was like, what? Like, it seems so childish to me. It seemed so dumb and childish. Like, wait, what? I'm confused. Like, why did this happen just now? Like, how does this fit into the puzzle of their relationship? It was really like, what's going on here? Like, why would you do that? Okay, so then in thinking about it further, like, why would Vincent do that? Why did he do that? What does that mean? Why did he think that that was funny? Or what was his intention, his motivation for doing that? And this gets to the title of the video, that Vincent is a problematic papi. Vincent, muy problemático. I don't know if that's correct. But after thinking about it, I said that I had a few different feelings about it. I said that Vincent was trying to embarrass Brianna. I said Vincent doesn't like Brianna. And I felt like it was anti-Black what Vincent did. I feel like that is what it represents, like anti-Blackness. And I'm saying that because why would he cut her braid? You know, like, why would you do that? Him saying, oh, you said you wanted to take your hair out. That's just a cop-out. That's him just lying. Like, you know good and well, this was not the time that this woman wanted to take her hair down. If she wanted to, she would have clearly made that statement, right? It would have been very obvious. And so I said he's trying to embarrass her because he doesn't like her. And I feel it all ties in together into the whole anti-Black thing. Okay, so Black women, we wear added hair, right? That's just a part of how we adorn ourselves. We'll style our own hair. We will add hair to our hair. We will put on hair that's completely not ours. And it's about a part of how we beautify ourselves. So I felt like for Vincent to cut off her hair, he was almost like trying to say like, oh, your hair fake. You know? That's how I felt. Like you were trying to show like, not that this isn't your hair, because I think the viewers get that that's not her hair, but it's the fact that he did that for me. It was like, you trying to be like, oh, this is not your hair, this is fake. Like you trying to embarrass her, like you trying to play her. And again, I feel like it's anti-Black. Like this is a Black woman. This is how she adorns herself. This is how she wears her hair. And for you to come out and do something like that, to me is indicative of how you feel about her as a Black woman. Like you trying to clown her. Problematic Papi, like that's a no. That's what we don't want. And you know what, honestly, it's bringing me back to a few episodes ago where they, you know, brought their partner to a place that was meaningful to them as children, or just letting them in. And Brianna brought him to a dance studio and was tap dancing for him and speaking to him about her upbringing. And when Brianna talked about her not feeling beautiful because of the color of her skin, I expected Vincent's comment about that to be different. I thought that he might, you know, say, dang, that's crazy. Like, Brianna is beautiful. Like, you know, that's just messed up. That X, Y, and Z. Or just be like, you know, like, tell her she was beautiful or something. And he didn't. And I kind of was like, oh, And I just let it go. And I listened to everything else he said, and I was like, okay. Like, it seemed like he had some sympathy for her in that situation. But part of me was just like, does he not think she's cute? Like, does he not think she's beautiful? And I don't feel that way, because it seemed like he was really excited to, like, be matched with her. And she obviously is a beautiful girl. And so that moment was the only time that I ever questioned it, though. And then we come back to him cutting her hair. And I'm just like, you trying to play her. Like, you don't respect her. Like, you're trying to embarrass her. You're trying to say something. You're trying to send her a message. You are telling us how you feel about her. Like, oh, sis, I'm cutting you down to size. Like, this thing that's, like, beautiful to you is not shit. It's fake. I just cut that off. I don't know. It's real anti-Black. Like, Brianna, run. You don't need to be with no man who does not think that you are like God's gift to the earth, the most beautiful woman in the world, because you all are going to have children. And how unfortunate for a girl especially to be born to a man who does not think that she is beautiful, who does not respect her beauty as a Black woman, as a Black girl. Like, that's just very unfortunate. And Brie needs to peace out. That right there. Because even if it wasn't all of that, even if I'm wrong about him trying to embarrass her, even if I'm wrong about it being an indication that he doesn't like her, even if I'm wrong about it being anti-Black or it being representative of him being anti-Black, he's stupid. Like, the fact that he even did that is like dumb. It's just like, and for that reason alone, you shouldn't be with him. Don't be with no dumb man. All right. Eric and Virginia. What I do respect about Eric is that he's making it very clear what his decision is going to be on decision day. I respect that. It's in contrast to what everyone else is doing, keeping it a mystery. Virginia knows exactly how Eric feels. She knows where he stands. And she does not have to question and worry about that. And I think that's great for her, because all she has to deal with is whether or not she wants to be with him. I also said that Eric wants to spend one-on-one time with her and not always, okay, so I guess I got into the conversation again about going out and, you know, him wanting time for himself. and I don't know if he articulated this or this is just what I understood after listening, was that he wants to spend one-on-one time with Virginia. He doesn't always want to be with her and her friends. And I just feel like, okay, that, you know, she can respect that. And yeah, he's older. He's kind of, I guess, over that phase of his life where he needs to be out hanging out with his friends all the time. And so I think she can accommodate that. It's not a big deal. So then they're in bed, I think, and Eric and Virginia are again talking about the apartment and moving out. And the fact that he said to her that his compromise is that he will wait until her lease is up to try and rent out his apartment. I just don't understand the logic. Like, why do you have to wait for her to, like, it's like he's just trying to get her in his crib. He's just trying to get her to move in. Like, why do you need to make sure she's in your house under your control? Like, what are your motives? What other plans do you have for you and Virginia? It doesn't make sense. It's 4 months until her lease is up. So you're going to wait until her lease is up to then begin looking for someone to give your apartment to. It's because you have no intentions of selling your condo. You want to get her in your condo and like it just be too late. Like, oh, well, I mean, you're already here, so we might as well just stay here. Because it doesn't make sense. Because if he really was trying to find a place for the both of them, a place that they both like, a place that can accommodate both of their lives, I feel he would be looking for a place right now. Because you have 4 months to make it happen. That's the only thing that makes sense to me. So now we're with Brianna and Vincent. It's the next morning and Vincent is leaving. He's leaving to stay at his apartment. And I said, Vincent, what kind of departure was that? Like, it's nice knowing you. Like, did they chop and screw that ending? Like, why is he being, I don't know. It just felt very childish. And Brianna is sitting there like, what? Like, this can't be real. That is a mind, like, that would throw me off. And again, it felt like he didn't give two about her. It was just weird. Problematic Papi. Like, that is who Vincent is. Problematic Papi. What's going on? Why would you peace out like that? Brianna, say no on decision day. Say no. Just say no. Just say no. Okay, so that's pretty much it. But I thought it was funny that Jake's feeling was, you know, let's just work this out between him and Haley. Like, let's just work this out because I'm going to be 40 and it's daunting to be dating at that age. Like, what? I mean, that is not romantic at all. But I thought it was funny. But I was just like, so, because you ain't got no other options, you feel? Or, oh, I guess he just, you know, I guess he'd rather make it work with Haley than have to, like, you know, go out there and try to find somebody else. And I guess maybe it is a compliment to her. He's saying, like, yo, you good enough. Anyway, that's all I have for Married at First Sight, Season 12, Episode 15 and 16. Thank you so much for watching. It's JusMeLah. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you in my next video. Peace.